There's a reason why in some videos I say I'm the doctor, professor, philanthropist, gynecologist, all those things who's here to teach the young minds how to not be stupid on social media. It's because while you sit there and think you posting this random thing is funny, you could face a consequence for that depending on who sees it and how they react to it. Especially if you're somebody who's an employee at a job, when you're saying and doing stupid things and broadcasting it on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, somebody who works with you will see that and they'll probably have a problem with it, and you'll have to face a consequence, like these random nurses airing out other people's dirty laundry and thinking nobody's gonna see it.
Ick is when you come in for your induction talking about, can I take a shower and eat?
What? My ick is when you ask me how much the baby weighs and it's still in your hands.
Dad comes outside and asks for a paternity test right outside the room door.
Saying you don't want any pain medicine, no epidural, but you are at an 8 out of 10 pain just to Servanil, and you're still closed, fingertip.
When we've already told you to push the call light, but every 5 minutes, your family member coming at the front desk, can I have some water? Asking for something else. Excuse me, can I have a blanket? Another ick, when you're going room to room between one baby mama and your other baby mama.
Oh no.
Ick. Say that. It's the unlimited trips to the nurse's station for me.
They are dumb for what they did because they broadcasted other people's business and for some reason called it an ick because it's so disturbing that you as a nurse have to deal with all these people who come in with their problems, whether it be pregnancy, broken leg, always seeking you out for information because they're at a hospital and you are a nurse.
Oh my God, have you seen the video going around of the labor and delivery nurses giving their icks? That is the hospital that I almost gave birth at. That is the hospital that had such atrocious fucking energy that I literally switched to a midwife at 33 weeks pregnant, which I don't know if you know this, that's very, very late in the game to switch. I was terrified because all the midwives had been taken. The birth center was completely full. Thank fucking God I found Margaret when I did. She was amazing. Honestly, 10 out of 10 experience. But also, like, I was terrified. I was literally crying because I picked up on that energy real fucking quick. Literally everyone in my life was like, you're being so dramatic. And I was not. You can see it in the video, the awful, the negative. You can it's tangible. And I felt that every single appointment. I have so many stories that I could tell you guys just about the inappropriateness that I experienced at that hospital. But just in general, without a doubt, every single appointment that I walked out of, which was 5 minutes long, after I'd waited a minimum of 45 minutes, I felt like a burden. I felt like they were mad at me for asking questions, which honestly, after seeing that video, they probably fucking were. And for my own personal experience, I am thankful, honestly, that they were so negative because I picked up on it and I was like, yeah, fuck this. I'm having a home birth. I will not deal with this. But home birth is expensive and not everybody can do that. Not everyone qualifies for a home birth either. No one deserves to go into a hospital and feel the way that these nurses and doctors are making people feel. If you are a nurse or a doctor and you fucking hate your job and you feel like you're at a point in your life where you're making fun of people for asking for food and water and blankets, or you're making fun of the pain level that they're experiencing and judging them for not taking an epidural, or you're mad at them because they want to take a fucking shower before they give birth.
Okay, no, but can we talk about this one, y'all? The way this story is unfolding, y'all. First of all, no one is saying that nurses cannot have things they don't like about their jobs. I'm pretty sure the nursing profession has some really frustrating aspects to it. However, when it comes to the career field that is nursing, the same profession you quite literally take an oath to serve the people for, publicly sharing certain aspects of your job that you do not like is a very slippery slope. And so not only did they share some out-of-pocket icks about being nurses, but they shared those icks whilst on the clock. They shared those icks whilst on the clock, whilst with the name tag badge attached to their chest, which resulted in them not only just getting fired, but now former patients are coming forward and speaking up, telling their bad experiences at Emory. Some of those experiences being with the very nurses in the video.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I have to because I watched the video probably about 24 hours ago and it's still bothering me to my core. That video of the labor and delivery nurses talking about their icks, the thing that makes me the most upset about that video is that pretty much everyone in that video was a black woman or a woman of color. Okay? In a labor and delivery unit. Easily one of probably the most terrifying places that women of color have to go in this vulnerable state of time in their life. You can go look at the statistics. They are out there. They're free. Just Google it. Look up maternal and fetal you know, fatality rates, look at outcomes, look at the statistics of women enduring high-risk pregnancies. Like, look at all of it and look at the statistics, and you're going to see the gap in the disparities of the outcomes. It's a scary place. And so for these Black women, for these women of color to go and say these icks of just taking care of women and easily the most beautiful but also terrifying, the most vulnerable point in their life, and that's the response. Granted, no, I've never had kids before, but I do want kids. And like, if I was going into that hospital and I saw those labor and delivery nurses, my first assumption would be, okay, I see a lot of women who look just like me, and so they're going to understand, and maybe I'm going to get the care that I deserve. Little would I know that they're over there in the nursing station going around talking about the icks of essentially just taking care of patients. Okay, that's it. That's it. Just do better. Healthcare, do better.
You are dumb for what you tried to imply there, and because you were so dumb and the rest of you wanted to join in and you wanted to broadcast that on TikTok, people saw that, they reported that to the hospital, and you all got fired. Why? Because instead of doing your job, you're complaining about how much your job is draining and how much you have to deal with people. If that's such a problem, you shouldn't have dedicated all those years to trying to be a nurse. You should have spent your time trying to be a plumber or a lawyer or a cook or a wife. Do something else. If you're just gonna sit there and bitch and moan about other people showing up, seeking you out because they come to you for help, whether it be information or trying to get the poo out of their backs because they're physically unable to do it. I really have no sympathy for any of these women because they decided to air people's dirty laundry out and thought it's gonna be perfectly fine if we do this and broadcast it on TikTok because TikTok is such a wonderful place where nothing ever happens and the internet is such a glorious place of nothing but positivity. I know for a fact that all these other hard working class citizens are gonna understand our struggles of having to deal with other people because people can be rude, people can be disrespectful, and as persons of color, as women, as nurses who are working hard, no one's going to be able to judge us because we are always important and also the victim. No, you fucking morons. You broadcasted other people's business and now you have to face the consequence of not bringing money to your families, to yourself, to other people, whoever is in your life that you were working hard for. Now you got to try to find another job. And oh, by the way, when you do, they're going to know that you are somebody who's going to air other people's dirty laundry out on Instagram and TikTok so you can get some likes, because instead of working hard in your life, you're too focused on online opinions and validation. I understand you have all these people who get famous from these trends, whether it be stealing people's cars, car parts, or eating Tide Pods, but you have to separate when you want to be somebody on Instagram and when you want to actually put in the work for a business. You can't have these two things be the same unless the job actually calls for it. And if you're somebody who's a nurse and you want to show the life of a nurse, you want to show the daily life of somebody working as a nurse, that's perfectly fine. But when you're broadcasting other people's information and airing out people's dirty laundry and talking down on people and calling it an ick, that is not the same. And you're going to have a problem when people see that and understand you are somebody no one wants to be around, especially in a hospital. So congratulations on being fired. I know it was so liberating for you, but I hope you understand you are very dumb for what you did. But that's all I gotta say. I'm always going to be here to teach you people how to not be stupid so that you always have a lucrative piece of income and not end up like dumb nurses who get fired because they want to be TikTok famous. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.